Greetings, earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to WizdomDropz, your source for drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology on the daily. I am Tonia, your astrologer, and today we are talking about 3 truths, 3 lies, and 1 takeaway regarding Scorpio, the most powerful sign of the zodiac. That's right, coming after you, Scorpio, coming after you. No, I'm kidding. I'm actually not. I'm here to do a Scorpio PSA so that everybody out there can better understand, you guessed it, Scorpio energy, because we all know that y'all are misunderstood. So if you're a Scorpio or know a Scorpio or in a relationship with a Scorpio, this reading is for you. But before we get into it, if you like the content that I provide you on the WizdomDropz platform, go ahead and subscribe on the YouTube, follow on the Instagram, give the video some love, a like, whatevs, put a comment down below because it just lets me know that you like what I'm putting out, you know what I'm saying? So, the 3 truths, 3 lies, this is a fun little game and I'm excited to play it. So the first truth about Scorpio, I'm not going to tell you till I get to the lie. The lie is that they're manipulative AF. Everybody out there knows that Scorpios have been known to be super manipulative signs. And while that is a truth of the lie that is Scorpio energy, it is not the truth of Scorpio energy, period. Scorpio energy is actually like really sincere, but the fact of the matter is, if they want to be, yeah, Scorpios can be hella manipulative. And again, that's a low vibe of Scorpio energy. That's like a lie of Scorpio energy, if you will. Granted, if you know any Scorpios, they generally polarize very strongly between the spectrum of like a lie to their energy being like the evil AF, like super shady Scorpios, or really great people who are just very genuine and yeah, have gone through a lot of shit and are dark and deep in their soul because they're wise and like have lived a lot of life and trauma and they know how to like change up the energy. But all that saying, the lie energy of Scorpio is when they're acting shady AF, which is what we're talking about when we talk about the lie category. Okay, just for clarity. Okay, so the first one, as I said, that's a lie, is that they're manipulative. But the truth, the first truth, is that Scorpios get what they want. Scorpios are people who literally get what they want. They achieve goals. They see something, they see that cake over there, they're gonna get that cake. They're gonna get that cake, and if that cake sold by the time they walked on over there to get that cake, they're gonna meet the baker and be like, Baker, you are gonna cook me a cake just like that cake. And they're not maybe gonna say it in that forceful way because Scorpio knows how to get what they want, remember? Because that's just the point. They'll get what they want. And if that baker says no, then they'll end up like mastering it themselves and make them their own badass cake, something along those lines. Or they'll bribe the baker and say, I'll pay you $20 extra or something else. Ultimately though, that Scorpio is gonna get the cake. If they want the cake, they're gonna get it, period. Now, the second lie is that Scorpios are sluts. This couldn't be further from the general truth, okay? Generally speaking, Scorpio, yes, it's a very sexy energy. But Scorpio is not so much interested in just proliferating sex wherever they can find it. Contrary to what some people can say. Granted, you might have like plenty of Scorpios who are in a sex worker line of work, absolutely, or even like strippers, burlesque dancers, things like that. A lot of times those people carry a lot of Scorpio energy in their chart because again, they know how to conduct the sexual energy. That's like the whole underlying tone of Scorpio. But generally speaking, if a Scorpio is going to be sexually active with somebody, it's not just because they think there's going to be good sex. 9 times out of 10, there's like more energetic depth there than just the sex itself. That's how the energy of Scorpio works. It's more sincere than just like a hookup. It might just be a hookup to them, but like they usually have a lot more energy behind it rather than just like, oh yeah, we're gonna F and it's gonna be just that. The next thing that is the truth to mirror that lie is that they do have the most sexual energy. Scorpio carries the most energy out of the entire zodiac because they're ruled not by only Mars, but their modern ruler Pluto. So it gives them this polarizing, intense energy that just like is magnetic and people are drawn to And it's because they have that energy and are a conduit of that energy. They like conduct that energy, and they conduct that energy and tell it how to work, right? That's why they're so damn sexy, because Scorpios have the Mars factor of an Aries with the Pluto factor of intensity and extremism and like the all or nothing kind of mentality. So yeah, they are the sexiest sign of zodiac, and they do carry the most sexual energy, which makes them the most powerful. Because if you look into the ancient understanding of what accomplishment energy is and the ability to succeed, it's actually one's own sexual energy that they've directed in a more strategic way. Okay, so that leads us to the next lie about Scorpios, and that's that Scorpios are evil slash shady slash just generally want to hurt you. So Scorpios get a bad rep for being like not only manipulative, but just like the ones who hurt you, the ones who really inflict like a lot of pain on you, the ones who can really hurt you in that one way that nobody else can hurt you. And guess what? That is true that Scorpios can do that, because I come back to they're the most powerful sign of the zodiac, and they're ruled by basically two malefics, Mars and Pluto, right? So they can cause pain. Out of all the signs of the zodiac, you have to watch it when you're a Scorpio, because you have to realize that like just because you have extra power doesn't mean that you should use that power in a way that's going to cause harm, because ultimately we are living in a universe that mirrors back to us anything that we put out there times 3. That's just the reality. What you cast out into the world comes back to you threefold. So if you're gonna cast a lot of like hatred and like being really like just detrimental to people's general like energy and psychological state and well-being, guess what? You're gonna deal with that energy. Your chickens are gonna come home to roost down the road, and that's gonna be a karmic just like shit fest that you don't really want to deal with, right? So just know that. But like the lie of Scorpio energy is that, again, they can literally be like the most evil people in the world. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like they literally could be like the most painful, the most mean, the most like hurtful people if they want to be. And if they generally calibrate to that side of Scorpio energy, stay away from them, because you do not want to get caught up in that energy. They will finish you, period, point blank. So it's good to detach if you're around that kind of low vibe Scorpio. On the flip side, the third truth is that Scorpios are all or nothing people, and they can be the most sincere, dedicated, loyal people. If you know a Scorpio personally, and if that Scorpio and you are close, then trust and believe that that Scorpio values you, because Scorpios don't mess with anything really that they don't value. Scorpio is an all or nothing kind of energy. It is ruled by Pluto. If they're with you, trust that they're with you. And if they're not with you, they really are not with you, period, point blank. And energetically, you're going to be able to feel that even if the Scorpio is trying to like hide something or whatever. Scorpios at the end of the day, as I said, they conduct a lot of sexual energy. They conduct a lot of energy, period, point blank. So if you're remotely intuitive and sensitive, you're going to be feeling the vibe that Scorpio is resonating with. And as I said, they're the most sincere. So when a Scorpio tells you something and you sense that it's actually from a place of genuinity, which 9 times out of 10 of a Scorpio is actually telling you something as somebody who they know in their life, it is coming from a very genuine place. Trust and believe that is like the most genuinity that you could possibly ever experience in your life. Because Scorpios, if they're telling you their truth and you can tell like they mean it, they're not just like bullshitting you to get something out of it, then it's really their truth. Like Scorpios don't have time for lies and stuff. They don't have time for like frivolous. They don't got time for like stuff that's not going to bring them value. They just don't got time for it. That's just not who they are. They're like real deal kind of people. So if you've been blessed to be close to a Scorpio and they're telling you something, probably one of the quickest ways to piss a Scorpio off is to not believe them, actually, because if they're trying to tell you their truth, you better listen up and trust and believe that's their truth. You see what I'm saying? Like, and also like don't like dismiss a Scorpio's sincerity. Like if a Scorpio is literally telling you like a compliment or something, or like they're telling you they're invested in you or whatever the case is, trust that is the case. Because if you can have a conversation and be like, wait, do you really mean that? But if like down the road you're like, you don't mean that when you say that, that's like a real quick way to piss off a Scorpio. Because if they said it, they meant it, period, and it could be a pet peeve of theirs, but that's for another video. So the truth, the overlying truth that I want this PSA for Scorpios to encompass is that, yeah, Scorpios are the most powerful sign of the zodiac, and with great power comes great responsibility, definitely. So think about that if you are a Scorpio watching this, or if you know a Scorpio, maybe remind them of that they have great power, and with great power comes great responsibility. But they are the transcender, and at the end of the day, Scorpios are the shamans of our culture, and they're symbolized by the shamans, actually. And you go into like Indian, not Vedic, but like Native American astrology, they're symbolized by the raven. The sign of the raven is the sign of Scorpio, in other words, and that is where the majority, I've been told from people who really follow this stuff, the majority of shamans in Native American culture are born under the sign of the raven. And that only makes sense when we compare it to Western and Vedic astrology, because Scorpio is the healer. Scorpio is the transcender. Scorpio is the energy of the zodiac that understands how to turn the shit into the food that's gonna nurture you and protect you against negative forces and help you grow. That's just who they are. They understand how to, they have that Kalima energy. So if you know a Scorpio or you are a Scorpio, recognize at the end of the day, you might have gone through more trauma than other people. You might have gone through more just stuff than other people that is really unpleasant. But like at the end of the day, you went through that so that you could come out of it brighter and lighter and more informed and more aware of what those ugly depths look like, so that you yourself, Scorpio, can help other people through those dark times to see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's who you are. You are somebody who knows how to persevere beyond the terrible situation and come out of that other side stronger, bolder, more intelligent, and more of use to yourself and those around you than ever before. So I hope this video brought you value, and I hope it helped you understand more about the complexity that is Scorpio energy. If you enjoyed it and it did bring you value, show this video some love by the likeage, the subscribeage, the followage, all the goodages, and put a comment down below letting me know your experience with Scorpio energy, because I would totally love to do that, to respond and have a little conversation about that. Also, I do provide readings, so if you want to gain more information on your own astrology chart or an astrology chart of somebody close to you, I can do that for you, and you can reach out to me by DMing me on Instagram or emailing WizdomDropz, that's all Z's, at gmail.com. So with that said, may the stars be with you. Peace.